Hey everybody, it's Andy aka Max Writer, and we're back with another unboxing video. As you can tell, my voice is a little bit better, but it still needs some time to heal up. Now this one we have gotten from Chaosium Inc. Oh boy. So I finally broke down and ordered some stuff that I wasn't planning on ordering, but Seth Skorkowsky does such nice reviews that it convinced me that these might be worth the purchase. So I bit the bullet and I bought them. If this is what I think it is, I'm not a big fan of solitaire scenarios, but from the looks of one of his reviews of a solitaire scenario, these are worth it. Let's see. Chaosium does such a wonderful job with their packaging. Hold on. There we go. Just a little difficulty getting it out. And we should be able to, just give this a little cut here. And like so. There we go. So there is receipts. And here's what we've got. Like I said, I bit the bullet. I went ahead and got several things here. Alone Against the Flames, Alone Against the Frost, and Alone Against the Dark. These are all so different from each other. So these are all solitaire adventures from Chaosium, which means that they're mostly just lists of things that could happen. But there's also, this one is a character sheet. A map. Oh, I love maps. I really wish someone would redo Grimrock Isle. Let's see what we got here. We'll start with Alone Against the Flame. Which one of these actually comes first? 23145, 23154, 23164. So we'll do them in this order. Alone Against the Flames. Alone Against the Flames was created to help players adopt the latest rule set for Call of Cthulhu, published by Chaosium. This is a solo adventure for the Call of Cthulhu game. It is a horror story set in the 1920s, where you are the main character and your choices determine the outcome. It is also designed to lead you through the basic rules in the game in a gradual and entertaining fashion. Although most such adventures are played with your friends, this one is just for you. Before you begin play, make sure you have a copy of the Call of Cthulhu 7th edition rules and a blank investigator sheet. You can download a printable investigator sheet or an interactive PDF version of the sheet, as well as the quick start rules from www.chaosium.com. You'll also need a pencil and eraser and some role-playing dice. You don't need to read the rules before you start playing. Just settle in a comfortable chair before a roaring fire, then read on and follow the instructions. On second thought, don't sit too close to the fire. One thing I've always loved about Call of Cthulhu is the players don't really need to know the rules, in my opinion. They can learn them as they go. As long as your GM knows what's going on, that's really all that counts, in my opinion. Alone Against the Dark, a solo play Call of Cthulhu mini campaign. Mini campaign? This, I think, is the one. I think this is the one Seth Skorkowsky actually reviewed. Alone Against the Dark is an adventure for one player set in the fall of 1931. Your goal is to solve a strange disappearance and to forestall a calamity about to beset the world. You will journey from New York City to Greece, Egypt, Germany, and Antarctica. Beginning with the theft of a priceless relic, 4 friends are drawn one by one into a dark web of history and horror. This is the one he talked about. As the darkness grows, only you can hold out against the dying of the light. The fate of the world is in your hands. As Louis Grunwald, a quiet linguistics professor from Miskatonic University, you will confound the forces of darkness before time runs out. But should Professor Grunwald be eliminated for some reason, you can successfully assume the identity of a new investigator. There are 4 ready-made investigators provided for this purpose, enabling you to take on differing roles as circumstances change in your search for the truth. Louis Grunwald, a linguistics professor from Miskatonic University, Lydia Lau, a story-seeking reporter for the New York Sun, Devin Wilson, a sailor on leave from the U.S. Navy, and Ernest Holt, a wealthy industrialist. This adventure is guaranteed dangerous. But no matter how skillfully you avoid death or madness, your investigators will fail if they do not prevent the turning of the world and the freeing of the city of the old ones from the ice. Armed with a copy of the Call of Cthulhu rulebook, a pencil, and some role-playing dice, you are all set for the twists and turns of this epic, world-spanning adventure. Sit back, get comfy, and prepare to be alone against the dark. First released over 30 years ago, this new edition has been completely revised and updated for Call of Cthulhu 7th edition with new illustrations and player aids. I forgot to look through Alone Against the Flames, so we'll do that real quick. No illustrations, which is fine. There was that map. So this is the first one. This is try this with the rules. This is a little mini campaign. Let's see what we got here. Alone Against the Dark. Defying the triumph of the ice. Ooh, nice. Some nice, neat props. If I remember correctly, this one actually has some kind of puzzles that you have to solve as well, which I believe Seth Skorkowsky really liked, if I remember correctly. Oh. Okay. Map of a ship. We got lots of maps. Yeah. And here's your NPC, or here's your pre-gens. All right, let's try it. Let's see what Alone Against the Frost is. I think this was originally Alone Against the Wendigo. But I could be wrong. Let's see. Alone Against Frost is a solo horror adventure for one player set during the research expeditions to Canada's Northwest Territories during the 1920s. Here, you choose your own path as you navigate through the story. Your choices will determine whether you find success or failure. You take on the role of Dr. L.C. Nadelman, an anthropologist from the renowned Miskatonic University in Arkham, Massachusetts. Accompanied by 3 of your most gifted and practical graduate students, as well as an experienced local guide, you set off into the fabled valley of the North Hanina in search of the anthropological discovery that will make your career and bring you fame. Or so you hope. Your expedition members are Dr. L.C. Nadelman, an academic obsessed with early North American prehistory, myths, and legends, particularly in the Big Woods region. Barnard Epstein, a cherubic-looking native New Yorker, eager to experience life in the wilds before his upcoming marriage to his sweetheart, Catherine. Sylvia Davidson, the latest in a long line of Boston Brahmins, destined for academic greatness thanks to her dedication and determination. Norman Faulkner, a mature, largely self-taught student whose calm nature acts as a steadying influence on those around him. Charlie Foxtail, a cautious Sutina professional wilderness guide hired to lead the expedition safely through North Haninan. But such a journey is fraught with difficulties, from dangerous whitewater to the superstitious beliefs of the region's inhabitants, not to mention the wildlife. Will you manage to survive every challenge this hostile environment throws at you? Will your companions? Can you return with your reputation and your sanity intact? Only time will tell. Armed with a pencil, some role-playing dice, and a copy of the Call of Cthulhu Keeper rulebook or the Call of Cthulhu starter set, you are ready to brave the remote wilderness of one of MU's youngest ever professors. Dare you take on the challenge? If the answer is yes, then don't forget to wrap up warm. It can get mighty cold out there. Originally released over 30 years ago, this new edition of Alone Against the Frost has been completely revised and updated for Call of Cthulhu 7th edition. Over 650 entries, complete with new illustrations and an afterwards by the original author. Will you survive Alone Against the Frost? We've got some great blurbs on the back of these. Getting started, Alone Against the Frost. Now, like I said, I think this is a remake of Alone Against the Wendigo, but I'm not sure. I love the illustrations. There's some very nice illustrations in here. Uh-oh. The Great Windwalker. That's not good. This is how long is this? Darn, this is going to be a sort of a long one because I got 3 products all at once here. So, there you have it. There is Alone Against the Dark, Alone Against the Flames, and Alone Against the Frost. Thanks a lot, Seth Skorkowsky. That was quite a bit of money. So, thanks for watching, everybody. As always, I appreciate it, and I will talk to y'all next time.